Hello and welcome to the Deadly Pit, my friends. And right there is your pit. And right there and there is why it is so darn deadly. That gorilla, he will tear you apart. That skunk will skink you to death. Oh, that is correct. That is one stinky skunk. Very cute, but very stinky. Hey, this is a work with me problem. So you should have your pencil and paper and any other materials you need right in front of you right now, and we will work through this problem together. Without further ado, let us get on to our scenario. You have fallen into a deadly pit, my friend, and your only hope of escape is to solve this problem. That is correct. Your deadly pit contains gorillas and skunks. Duh. All right, the pit contains 5/7 times as many gorillas as skunks. Now, when you see a fraction like this, you always got to remember fractions can be thought of in three ways: 5/7, 5 out of 7, or 5 divided by 7. So when we're talking about gorillas to skunks, we're looking at you get 5 out of every 7. So you get 5 gorillas for every 7 skunks. So if there are 7 skunks, you're going to get 5 gorillas. So your ratio is right here, my friends. You have gorillas to skunks, and you can write it in three ways with a colon, the word to, or as a fraction. Either way, it would be 5/7, 5/7, or 5/7. So what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and pause your video and get this all copied, and then as soon as you are ready, hit play, and we will continue on solving this problem. Alrighty, my friends, let's come back up here and take a look at the second problem we have to figure out here. If there are 21 skunks, how many gorillas are in your pit? And for this, we want to use the super duper T-chart. And here we go, my friends. I'm simply going to make the old T-chart right like that. And then I'm simply going to put G for gorillas on one side. Actually, let's get this set so you can actually see the gorilla. So I'll put the G right there for the gorillas. And then I'm going to put the S right here for the big bad skunks. Okay. Now my ratio is 5/7. So I'm going to keep that consistent. And I'm going to write 5 over here and 7 right there. And now I want to use 7 and 5 as my iterative function, which is really just your rate of growth. So if I have another 7 here, and I can just go plus 7, right? And then that's going to give me 14. And 14 is not enough skunks, right? Because look up here, I need to get 21 skunks, right? So if there's 21 skunks, we need to figure out how many gorillas there are, right? So if there are 14 skunks, because I went plus 7 here for 14, well then over here I'll use the 5 as my iterative function or my rate of growth. So I'm going to go plus 5 here, and that would mean that I would have 10 gorillas. So if there were 14 skunks, there would be 10 gorillas. Let's move down another column here and add another 7 to this. So if I take 14 and I add 7 to it, I'm going to get 21, and that's what I'm looking for right up here, isn't it, right? So 21 skunks. So if there's 21 skunks, I just need to add my one more iterative function here of plus 5, and that's going to give me 15 gorillas. So if there's 21 skunks, there will be 15 gorillas, and this is the T-chart, and you're going to just use your iterative function on each side to solve and figure out how many there will be, because these are proportional to the original ratio right here. So that is the way you solve it. Go ahead, pause your video, copy all this information, and then we will move on to part 3 of this problem. Alrighty, my friends. So let's move on and take a look at the third little problem we've got here. If there are 96 creatures in all, how many gorillas and skunks are in your deadly pit? All right, for this one, we're going to use the old triple-decker T-chart. So let's get that set up. Alrighty, so here you see I have my T-chart, and I made 3 columns this time. One for gorillas here, right? One for skunks right here, and then one for the total. So I'll add these 2 up to get my total. So what I'm going to do right now is use the exact same ratio that I set up over here and that I have over here. And I'm going to put 5 to 7. So let's just plug in those numbers. I got 5 here. I've got 7 right there. And now what I want to do is take 5 and 7 and add those 2 together to get my total. And that, my friends, is going to give me a whopping 12 right there, right? So now I could do it like I did this one here and just do repeated addition or find my iterative function and keep going plus 12, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12 until I got to the 96. But 96 is a pretty big number. I don't want to have to do all that, right? So I want to see what I can multiply 12 by to give me 96. And I happen to know that if you take 12 and you multiply it by 8, that will give you exactly 96 critters that are in this deadly pit right here, right? So 12 times 8 gives you 96. So I got 96 critters. And now if I want to figure out how many gorillas I've got, I'm going to take this 8 and multiply it by 5. Well, 8 times 5 is going to give you 40. So I'll drop a 40 right there. And then I'm going to take 8 times 7, and that's going to give me 56, right? So I'll drop the 56 right there. And just to check it, if you take 40 and you add 56 to it, you will get 96. So that is agreeing with what we came up here by using the multiplier of times 8 to get our product of 96. And then also our product of 56 and 40. So in answer to the question, my friends, there is going to be 40 of these big bad gorillas in that deadly pit of yours and 56 skunks that are spraying deadly juice at you. Youch! That is no good, my friend. Hey, what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and pause the video and get this triple-decker T-chart all copied so you can use this strategy on your next problem. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.